The time has come. We did Meowths, we did Yamasks and Kafagri-Gusses? Kafagri-Guy? Anyway, it's time for a Regi of every type. We already have a third of the types taken care of with the existing Reggies, being Rock, Ice, Steel, Normal, Dragon, and Electric. On the last two of every type videos, I got so many comments asking about types that already exist. Like, where's Steel type Meowth? What about Ghost type Yamask? So, if you see a comment like this down below, or in future installments, please help guide these lost souls to the obvious. So each Regi so far, sans Regigigas, has represented some kind of historical time period, or age. Regirock, the Stone Age, Regice, the Ice Age, Registeel, the Bronze Age, Regidrago, the Middle Ages, and Regieleki, the Modern Age. So in order to make a Regi of each type, we're going to kinda have to abandon that concept. Just because not every type is going to fit a period of history. Like, what age is grass gonna represent? Leaf Age? Anyway, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future of every type videos. Let's get started with a few from Maumistex. First, the flying type. Kind of an odd one to imagine, but I think RegiSky handles it perfectly. It evokes that feeling of looking up to the summit of a mountain and feeling like it almost touches the skies. RegiSky may look like solid rock, but it is actually an intangible being made of pure air. You could say Regigigas pulled RegiSky out of thin air. Next up on the opposite end of the spectrum is ground type. Rock and ground type as elements are often hard to distinguish from one another, especially when it comes to Regis, which are essentially elemental golems of that type. But Regiterra manages to make that distinction well. Making a Regi that looks like layers of soil, clay, and sediment is a great way to separate it from the jagged rocks of Regirock. It honestly looks like Regigigas just cut out a square chunk of earth and said, "Here, you're a Regi now." Lastly from Maumus is the bug type, RegiComb, which was actually my idea. Obviously, it is based on honeycomb given both in the design and the name, which I think is pretty clever. It also has 4 legs and 2 arms, to reference how insects typically have 6 legs. Also, its legs are bee stingers. Anyhow, let's talk lore. The tale of RegiComb goes like this. Once upon a time, Regigigas was feeling weak and starving. It sequestered itself to a forest in an unknown region. In this forest, there were many Teddiursa, Combee, and Cutiefly, who saw Regigigas and decided to help by gathering up as much honey as possible and feeding it to Regigigas. Having its strength replenished, Regigigas used some of the honey to create a guardian for these Pokemon as thanks. And so, RegiComb was born. In my Meowth of every type video, check that out if you missed it, a lot of you expressed disappointment in the fighting type not being represented by Subjectively's Mazah and Meowth. Well, this time around, I reached out to Jack from Subjectively, and he gave me the go-ahead to feature the Regis from the Mazah region. So first off is the grass type, Regiwood. There is so much I enjoy about this design. I love how it has such a different shape from the other Regis, being super tall, cylindrical, and kind of lanky. Its design inspiration of wood carvings and primitive machinery merges so well with the already existing Regis. I can vividly imagine seeing this Regi in a Pokémon movie, maybe in the jungle in some ancient ruins, kind of like in the first movie with the discovery of Mew. I also love its lore and origin story, but we will get to that in a bit. Next up is the fighting type, Regibrute. I love the idea of this being a homunculus, aka a golem of flesh. I think the design definitely manages to capture the feeling of other humanoid fighting type Pokemon, while maintaining its Reginess. Though, all I can think of when I see this design is, my body is Regi. Also, its eyes are shaped like a person flexing, which is hilarious and incredible at the same time. Last from Subjectively is the fairy type, Regiternal. Honestly, this might be my favorite design of the whole video. I absolutely adore the use of biblically accurate angels as a design basis for a fairy type. I love it when fairy types are not these cutesy pink and girly mons, like how the Grimmsnarl line and the Gen 8 box legends changed what a fairy type could be. So this is a huge win in my book. Also, the name is just perfection. The lore behind them is something created Regiturnal. Jack left it open-ended for the viewer, so I like to think it was a combination of Regigigas and Arceus due to its angelic design basis. Maybe Regigigas took some of Arceus' power when creating Regiturnal. Maybe to combat Regidrago or something. Anyway, in turn, Regiturnal created Regibrute, and Regibrute created Regiwood. These represent the creation of humanity, and humanity's creation, which is just an incredible bit of lore to replace the lack of the ages concept in these three. I also saw a comment saying Regibrute created Regiwood as a training dummy, which is just hilarious, and absolutely now my headcanon. Make sure to check out Subjectively's video on these Reggies for more information. Next up is the Psychic type. For this, we have RegiPsyche from Vroomfish. Yes, it is a brain. Its arms and hands are also eye stalks and eyes. I just found this concept to be super clever. While looking like a brain, it isn't overly grotesque. It's quite sleek and smooth. Oh god, it's a smooth brain, isn't it? Well, this design pleases my smooth brain, so whatever. This Regi was born from the mind of an ancient man who tried to fuse himself with a Pokémon, and is a well of pure psychic power. So much so, it releases this power through lasers shooting out of its eyes. Superman, Cyclops, and Icarus are all quaking right now. Now for the Dark type, we have Regidark by Devil D-Man. And my god is it dark. Darkrai, eat your heart out. Regidark looks like it came straight out of Dark Souls or Bloodborne in the best way. How many more times am I going to say dark? From its demonic wings, to the protruding pelvic bone, to the upside down cross formation of its eyes, it screams evil incarnate. A complete antithesis to Regiturnal, which I love. I mean, this thing is so edgy, I could probably cut myself if I get too close. But it would probably stab me with those lanky dagger arms first. In my headcanon, this was actually created by Giratina as an emissary of darkness. Also from Devil D-Man, we have the Poison type, Regitoxic. Man, this thing looks more toxic than the Pokemon community if there isn't a national dex. I love this interpretation of poison typing. Just so many poisonous spikes everywhere. And it almost looks strangely aquatic in nature. It gives me huge Toxapex vibes. Continuing in the kind of grim theme we have going on here, for the Ghost type, we have Regighost by Trevenart. According to legend, Regighost was created by Regigigas using the wandering souls of Pokemon that couldn't pass on to the afterlife. It absorbs the souls of those who have lost their way. Although, it's said that Regighost also releases the souls through the nail on its head to another dimension, to help give them a new opportunity. It is believed that the talisman on its face keeps it in harmony and harmless to others. Honestly, this thing is just the perfect Ghost-type Pokemon. It references the stereotypical sheet ghosts, the move Curse, and Zhongxi, also known as Chinese hopping zombies. Yes, that is a thing. Look it up. Last up are the final two elemental types, Water and Fire. Both are by Wally Fakemon. For the Water type, we have Regihydro. This Regi is said to be responsible for all life on the planet, which makes sense given water is needed for life to be sustained on any planet, at least that we know of currently. Regihydro can create torrential rains, rivers, and seas, and the plants on its body provide enormous amounts of oxygen. For the Fire type, we have Regignio. This Regi, once upon a time, reigned as an active volcano that could turn an island into a pool of magma in an instant. It was recently rediscovered buried beneath a vast desert. Its temperature is immeasurable as it melts even the most advanced machinery that gets near it. It's only slightly less heated than the Pokemon community when there isn't a national... Wait, I made this joke already, didn't I? Due to their typing and hidden abilities, Primordial Sea and Desolate Land, these two are believed to have been created millennia ago as a result of the Great Wars between Groudon and Kyogre. But there you go, a Regi for each type. Let me know which one was your favorite in the comments below. Make sure to check out the wonderful artists who made this video possible in the description below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And with that, I will see you guys next time.